Hello, this is Emily. Welcome back to my channel, and today I am going to film my April reading wrap-up video, which is kind of later than I normally film it, but I've had a very busy weekend, so I finally had the chance to sit down and film real quick after everything that's gone on this weekend. So let's hop right on into what I read in the month of April and show you everything I've got. I read the 7th volume of Spy Times Family. Really love this manga. It's a 5-star read for me, and I can't wait for the next release. I read Dating Dr. Dill by Nisha Sharma. This was a 3-star read for me. I really loved learning more about South Asian culture. However, I thought the characters were kind of unlikable, and some of the sex scenes were like a very badly written porno. So that's why I talked a few stars there. I read volume 4 of A Man and His Cat. This is a solid 5-star read for me, and I really love the series and can't wait to read volume 5. I tackled A Rogue of One's Own by Evie Dunmore. This was a 4.5-star read for me. I really enjoyed the romance and loved the characters and how their story unfolded. I also tackled Portrait of a Scotsman by Evie Dunmore. Unfortunately, this one wasn't as strong as the prior 2 books and only got about 4 stars from me. I just didn't like this romance as much as the other 2. It wasn't like, I really did love the male lead. It was the female lead in this really irked me because she was kind of condescending in the way she acted. I read the Scum Villain Self-Saving System Volume 2. This was a 3.5-star read for me. I really enjoyed it and can't wait to pick up the next volume. I read The Four Winds by Kristen Hanna. This was about a 4-star read for me. It would have been 5 stars. However, I felt the ending was kind of unsatisfactory after everything and all the build up. So that's kind of why I docked a star. But it is a very gripping read, and it really did educate me a lot of what happened during the Dust Bowl and Great Depression. I read The Little Prince, which was a solid 5-star read for me, and I really adored this little book. Gintama Volume 12 was another great continuation of the series and a solid 5 stars, and I can't wait to see what wacky adventures Jin and his friends get up to next. I finally completed The Toll by Neal Shusterman. This was a 5-star read for me, and I think it was a satisfying conclusion to everything that happened, and I'm glad the characters got the endings that they did. I read My Love Mix-Up Volume 1 and 2. Both were 5-star reads for me, and I really adore the series and can't wait to keep reading on. I did finish Beowulf, which was a 3-star read for me. I started trying to read it physically, but I was just struggling with it, so I turned over and switched over to an audiobook, and the first one I listened to was like really dumbed down, and so I had to stop. So then I started over again and finally found a good audiobook that I could get through and understand what was actually going on in the story. But this was a 3-star read for me. It's just, I think the writing style was just not something I meshed well with. I finished 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea by Jules Verne. This was a 3.5 star for me. I did enjoy the story, but then it kind of just felt like it kept dragging on in places, and the ending was kind of so-so. But overall, it was an enjoyable read, just not my favorite of the month. I finally tackled Gargantus by Thomas Taylor. This was a 3.5 star read for me. It was okay. I kind of liked Malamander more than Gargantus, though I did like kind of the story and seeing some more tidbits of where Herbert might actually come from. So hopefully in the 3rd book, we learn more about his origins and where he's actually from and stuff. So that's one reason I want to keep on reading the series. Hooky was a reread for me. I've read the whole webtoon when it was, published on Webtoons, and now that it's actually physically published, I'm glad that I got a physical copy and I started rereading the story, and I did really enjoy the reread. I finally finished Tower of Dawn by Sarah J. Maas after working on it for months. It started out really strong, and then kind of near the middle, it just felt like it was dragging on a lot, which is kind of why I put it down and finally picked it up and finished it this month, because I'm determined to finish the series. And so I am looking forward to finally reading the last book in the series. Hopefully I enjoy it and don't take as long to read as it did to read this one. I reread the first volume of Fangs. I read it years ago when it was published online, and now that we have an official translation, I read the official translation and still enjoyed the story and gave it 5 stars. I read Shadows of Self by Brandon Sanderson. This was a 4-star read for me, and I really did enjoy it and can't wait to see what happens next in this series. So in total, I ended up reading 4 books physically. I listened to 8 on audio, and I read 6 mangas and 1 graphic novel, so that totaled 19 books in all. So that was a very successful reading month this past month. And hopefully now that we're moving into May, and with the month of May, I'm focusing on tackling all my unread mangas. So hopefully I will have greater numbers in the month of May, since mangas are pretty quick to read. They're just very expensive habit to continue purchasing them. But I do want to finish the series that I am in the middle of and have sitting on my shelves unread. But anyways, that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed, feel free to click the like and subscribe button down below. And I hope to see you guys in my next video.